how to Fate guide again, or let me say that again, that came out wrong. I'll be covering off the Fate Extella Link guide for Nero today, and I've definitely had some good battles with her, so I think it's not wise, but I mean, I think I can say I have more than enough playtime with her to say, yes, I know what I'm doing, or, you know, I have a good idea. In the comments to my Charlemagne guide, I have realized, or someone had, I'm going to say, I hope I have permission doing this, but I'm going to use this user's name. Their name is Soul Warrior, I do believe. Let me check. Right now I'm not moving my cursor or nothing because I'm trying to set everything up on my computer, so you could have a full screen and see everything instead of just have that, you know, reduced screen. That's why I have it like this. So whenever I'm inactive like that, this is what I'm doing. So yeah. Hold on, guys. I'm still not used to doing this this way of streaming. I'm used to just having it reduced. I know it's been, I don't know how many times I've done this now, but the general concept of doing it, so I do apologize about that. So let me see. But yeah, guys, Nero is going to be the one we cover here today. So right, shit, I almost forgot. There was also a recommendation that I did it in the strategy room, because I'm going to assume it was a recommendation. No, what the user said was, I'm going to read this quote exactly from the thing. Holy shit, I got more comments. Holy shit, okay. Let me, I'll address those in a minute, but reading off these guides, well, these comments, alright, no, it was Soul Warrior who made the, has made the, comment of, let me find it, I think I clicked the wrong one. Another reason why I'm gonna stream this from now on is because it's not split up and I don't have to look for each one of these damn comments. It's, yeah. Call me lazy. I'll admit it. Alright, so I think it's that one? Shit, I don't know. I'll just open up in a new tab. But no, what we're gonna do here is here you don't actually need to see me buy any mystic codes or anything like that. So you can see me equip the mystic code here, customize the servant, and again, support troop don't matter as much. So yep, that's the one I just checked. So it has to be that one. So yeah, and I'm actually gonna play out the entire fight this time because I'm streaming it. I'm gonna play out the entire fight. Why am I going to play out the entire fight? It's so that you can see a full battle and not just a demonstration of the moves. I think that would be tremendous. Or it will help tremendously. Next, let's see. You can see the whole fight. I know last guide, during the Charlemagne guide, I did not actually perform Charlemagne's Noble Phantasm. Although yes, it's pretty simple to activate, and you know, you'll activate it eventually. I'm still not gonna go back and perform Charlemagne's Noble Phantasm, and I purposely left it out because you must do it to complete the tutorial. So I'm like, shit, you must well just, you already know it's Noble Phantasm. You've already seen it. So if you're here, you are past that. So yeah. And if you're in the guide, you're clearly having trouble with Charlemagne. So that's why I left out Charlemagne's thing. So, but from now on, expect to see at least one Noble Phantasm every drive skill, all that stuff, everything that was left out. Battle-wise, that's why I'm having the full battle from now on. Next, I was also, something was brought up about the PvP. I cannot promise you anything about showing off a live PvP match. I can't promise this, not because I don't want to, it's just, unfortunately, these servers isn't like Call of Duty or GTA or whatever game. There's not a bunch of people who play this, and when there is, it's very, like, it's hard to find the people. Otherwise, you know, I would definitely do it more often, and I'd even stream just a regular PvP chill thing for you guys. But, you know, now, this Soul Warrior has made the mention. I forgot what I was supposed to, I actually questioned, my resolve, or my comment on why one of the install skills I used. And I'm actually going to cover that now. Again, I'm going to start off with, I'm going to customize servants. We're going to go over active skills, like last time. Install skills next. And I'll show you off the costumes they have. And this one, I already have preset. Why? Because, like I said, I used Nero on this account, this system. I have everything I want on Nero ready to go. Maybe her install skills are not ready. So, this is going to be very similar to the Charlemagne guide. However, there's going to be key differences that will be more personalized toward Nero. Why is it going to be similar to the Charlemagne guide and wasn't included in? Because sure, they're both Saber class servants. So the way I'm going to build this class, they're going to seem very similar. I'm not going to lie. Compared to our next servant, Tamino, who's definitely going to have a huge change in what is equipped on them. And I say them because, yes, it's a her, but I'm just speaking in general, based off of class differences. So, with how this is going to go, before I actually start talking about how to build them, I'm going to try to tell you how these guys are going to work from now on, or the intentions when I don't mess up. First up, before I go and tell you the comment and go into the install skills, I will tell you the comments from, like, questions, comments from previous guides in their respective category. Like, whenever someone's like, let's say, let's say you have a question about, I'm going to use Astolfo because I know I could, actually no, I'm going to use Charlemagne because I already done Charlemagne. And I can remember one of his moves off the top of my head. You may be like, let's say, you're like, okay, I'm going to put a comment, why did you put Astolfo's spear on? I will not address that until I hit the active skills. If you question an install skill, I will not answer anything until I hit that. If you have a question and about like an install or an active skill, and I'm all the way up in Codecast, I will go and I will even go back for you, to be honest. That's another pro to having these live like this, is I could straight up go back for you, and you know, I could go with you as this goes on. Like, I can continue going and doing everything while you're here. Granted, there is a delay. I will say there is a delay on everything, but it's better than nothing. But I should get the comments on the live chat. Like, if you were to post anything, post it in the live chat. I should be able to see that immediately. And if you don't know what the live chat is, I'm just gonna, where's my link to the game, or to the stream? Alright, let's see, shit. Give me a second to find this. Okay, so, I'm slow, alright, I'll admit it. But, let's see, I'm gonna go to, like, let's say, I'm gonna just go to the stream, and I'm gonna just do what I do. And, yeah. I'm gonna just say, you know, I'm going to the video as soon as this loads up. Like, I'm doing more explaining about how these are gonna go over the character at the moment, mainly because I feel it's very important that I express what I plan on doing before I actually get into anything. Because having order is much more important than anything else. So here it is. I'm going in, and I'm pulling this up personally because I don't want to go and direct you somewhere, and I'm directing you to the wrong place. That's not what I'm going to do. So you're on YouTube and you find this, or if you're on PlayStation, you would have found it there. As of how to do it on PlayStation, don't ask me, go on YouTube. But the little live chat is that top, is right next to the video while I'm live. There's a little chat box right next to it. That is the live chat. If you post something, like, I'm just gonna put boom, I just typed something in the live chat, and I put, I hate you retro to myself. Fucking jackass. But I get to see that instantly over just waiting for it to pop up. I think while it's popping up on PlayStation, I think it's similar, but I think there's gonna be a little bit of a, not lag, but a little delay within me getting the message. So, but without further ado, we are still not getting into this guide yet. I'm playing with you. I'm just toying with you a little bit, but no. I'll be doing active skills, install skills, code cast. I'll be doing a full battle from now on. Why have I decided to do the full battle? Because I'm actually just gonna complete what I need to complete on a regular basis, anyways. Because if you haven't realized, while I was playing as Charlemagne, I was doing it on very hard mode because I'm a trophy hunter. That's what I do. And pretty much, anyway, even if I wasn't hunting for the trophy, I want to go and show you what it would be like, even on the hardest difficulty the game has. Even on the hardest difficulty, what power you'll have, what defense you will have, whatever you may have. So, and then after I get done with the battle, within that battle I will show you each skill, the Noble Phantasm, and your drive skill, and everything in between I could think of, such as how much more powerful you could get in between and stuff like that. So, without that, well, with all that being said, after I get done with the base battle, I was actually asked to go and show you PvP, which I know I completely left out of the last, and I will admit I forgot about it, mainly because, yeah, I forgot about it, I'll admit it. But at the very least, this guy should help you in at least story mode, at the very least. As a PvP, if you can't beat a certain opponent, I wouldn't blame the guy just yet. I would fight maybe about 2 different types of people, or not types, but 2 different people, maybe 3. Why am I telling you to fight multiple people instead of just multiple matches? Because there's a difference between multiple matches and different people. I recommend doing both, actually. Fight the same person like maybe 2, maybe 3 times. If you are not having any luck, you should probably consider the following instead of first knocking on the guide. I will give you full permission to knock on the guide. I'm just saying, be reasonable and take a second and think. If you were to go, you follow my guide for, I'm going to say Nero because she's the one I'm doing. You do everything I tell you. You put on what I told you to put on, you do everything, and you get your ass handed to you. And I don't mean like, you horribly lost by having a small bit of bar, or, you just keep dying quickly. I mean, like, if you feel like it's not working for you, consider that it could just be your opponent. The opponent is something that even if I could, I cannot cover an opponent in a guide. I can't. Every one of us has a different playstyle. And there we go. Hold on, guys. Alright everybody, I'm so sorry for that. Somebody in my house was knocking on my door and I didn't want my personal life to get in between this. So I do really apologize about that. So without further ado, let's get on with that, with what I was saying. But yeah, I can't, when it comes down to PvP, it may not be the guide that's the problem. It may not be the user that's the problem. It may just be the opponent. I cannot predict or tell you how the other opponent's gonna fight. Because if that's the case, I think it's safe to say I'm good. I'm too good. I'll be too good and I wouldn't want to play this anymore. And yeah, because it's not about winning or losing. It's just about, you know, in my experience, just having fun. But it depends on who you're going and asking. But yeah, I would, if you're having trouble with the loadout setups, all that stuff, I will definitely say try it with a few different people when you get the chance, instead of just the same people. Completely different when you know, just completely different against each person. Because until I do believe it was yesterday, I was 7-10. I lost 3 matches with L-style foe. Yesterday that changed. I didn't change nothing on my loadout. It was who I was against. And I would have to say the battle was brilliant and honorable, and I could not have asked for any better of an opponent. Or I should say opponents. They gave me a hell of a fight, and it was honestly a great fight, so kudos to them. They know who they are, and I know one of them watched this guide, and I gotta say, what a bracing match that was, or match is. It was truly an honor. But without further ado, let's actually get into the guide now that I've wasted this much time. I've wasted, let's say, about... shit, actually, how much time did I waste doing this? Ah, fuck it, who cares? Anyways, so, now that everything is out of the way, let's actually get into this. First, we're going to talk about install skills, like I said. What? Active skills, excuse me. And as you've probably already read the screen, after I rambled for so long, you can see the skills I have put up there. You have the... I'll go over each skill one by one and explain them. Which is another thing, is I'm still going to go in detail of why I choose everything, you know, everything that goes with it, so. Rosa, I'm going to fucking butcher this, but I'm going to say... I'm going to call it Rosa Itch, if not just Rosa. But this move has a base attack power of 14.39 with a cooldown of 8 point... cooldown, yeah, it's just an 8.0. With this move, pretty much all it is Nero's going to have a powerful slash. It's just one giant slash in front of her. And that slash was shockwave, and what I mean by that is it's gonna just kind of blast out. Like if you were to have a paper fan, or you just have like a little fan of some sort, and you're setting up dominoes, right? And if you just pretty much swing the fan once, and all that air rushes out, and it'll knock over the dominoes you're playing with, or a deck of cards, that's the shockwave, pretty much. Is that little force that poof. But hell, I'm not a science major, what the hell do I know? I'm just a guy who, you know, plays this game, so. But this is a very useful move. It's good for, you know, getting a little bit of distance between you and your opponent, and it's got some pretty decent power. It's not the weakest move, but it's not the strongest move, but it's on the higher side of power wise, and it's cooldown rate is really slow, really quick, so it's pretty much 4 seconds every time you use it, if you have like a time reduction. But 8 seconds is still really good. You could honestly use that well. So next is, this is gonna be fun to pronounce, but I'm gonna say Fervent's Audio. That was a mouthful. But this has an attack power of 23.4, excuse me, and it has a cooldown of 10 seconds, 2 seconds more than the Rosa, and it has almost got a good decent amount of power up on it, almost 10 points more actually, just for 2 seconds more of cooldown. With what this move would do is Nero's gonna kind of do a little hop per se, and she's gonna slam her sword into the ground, which is going to once she does that, a giant rose will pop up on screen and kind of give like a fire debuff on everybody. Like, it won't set them aflame, but it does fire damage against them. And it kind of has a small little blast radius, and it knocks them back a little bit. And it's an extremely strong move. This is a Saber class skill as well, so you know, like I said last match, I like having at least one of them in my arsenal, because you could always link state with another servant, and that link state will actually boost up stats and, you know, all that fun shit. And you could read the tutorial for that, honestly. I don't have to explain that. So, but it's still, for those people who actually look for that, this is one of those skills that's class specific, and it's character specific actually. It's not like Astolfo's Lance, where it's shared by both Astolfo and Charlemagne. This is specific to her and her alone. So, moving on, we got the Tempest Primavera, I'm gonna say, or Primavera. Not as bad, actually. This has a attack power of 20.15. Cooldown 9 seconds. 1 second less than the audio, and a second more than the Rosa. And it's got pretty much a power in between. A well-balanced move, if you ask me. And is also another Saber class move. So, yes. But with how this does is, Nero's gonna, pretty much, she's gonna do a zigzag. She's gonna go forward and hitting every enemy, dealing 20.15 damage per hit. And she's gonna go forward, thwam. She's gonna, I think with how this move goes, she's gonna go to the left, zig, and go straight a little bit. She's gonna go right, hit everybody there. And then she's gonna go left again and hit everybody in that path. Is a zigzag. Exactly, is a 4-hit zigzag actually. And if you have your opponent, let's say Lancelot, you have an enemy servant, and you pit him against the wall, you'll be doing like, I'm gonna say about 80-ish damage. I'm not gonna, you know, do the math with the, you know, 0.15, because fuck that, I'm not a math major. But it's gonna, you know, you're gonna wail up on your opponent. That's assuming every move hits though, but I mean, it's still a shit ton of power to it, with a decent cooldown. The 3 moves I just mentioned have decent cooldown, decent power to them, thus really emphasizing her true power, which is exactly what Sabers are supposed to do. They're supposed to be well balanced, as in they're supposed to be strong, and they're, you know, pretty well on cooldown, and, you know, like, it's just a well balance on everything. But the Tempest, before I move on to the next and final active skill, the Tempest actually is, if you're expecting like a slow zigzag like I explained, like a forward, turn left, hit, turn right. No, it's a rapid skill. I just said it slow and made it kind of sound slow to pretty much have it to where it was like, okay, he's going left, right, left, just so you kind of get the feel that, okay, this guy's just making the mention that it's like this so that, you know, it's just so you know what you're doing. So, yeah, it's just kind of so you understood what's going to happen instead of just, oh, that happened. So, next up, the final skill. Oh, this is going to be a bitch to pronounce, but I'm going to say it's Tres a Fontaine Claudio. Well, I'm just going to refer to as Claudio, really. This is not a Saber class skill. This may actually be shared by many people. The attack power is 8.39. You're like, Retro, what the hell? Where's all that power? I thought Sabers supposed to be powerful. They are definitely powerful. There's no doubt that a saber is powerful. That's the reason why, you know, they, in the anime series, I'm pretty sure I think there's been like once where the saber has not won the Holy Grail. Every other time it's either been a screw job or the saber won. So, and at the very least, they're one of the last few servants to go. So, but as I'm explaining this though, this isn't the anime, this is the game. The reason why I chose this skill for the last one, because it was a tough call between the two skills surrounding it, which is the Tres Fontaine, another Tempest, or Ardent. I chose this one because what this does is after taking so much damage, you can heal up all your, or not all of it, it depends on how much damage you do, I think it is. But either which way, you can heal yourself up with this move. It has a cooldown of 11 seconds. So, most of her skills, if you haven't realized just off that, the cooldown is just a base whatever. I'm not sure if it's like that for everyone or whatnot, but I'm just throwing that out there. So, no, with I think this is honestly a good balance, because like I said, sabers are supposed to be a balanced warrior. You have all this damage, time for some defense. Honestly, like, I just gave you 3 skills that can possibly wipe out your opponent within one activation of each of those, actually. If not, do a huge amount of damage within that time. But this is a good balancer, so you could finally have that, you know, if you're really in the heat of battle, or you're whatever, you're at a code cast, or you're trying to save your code cast, or as it happens a lot in campaign, Lancelot takes your master like a dick. Here you go. Here's how you heal yourself. Because I know there's many people out there who's very reckless while playing. I myself am reckless as a saber, and actually, now that I think about it, I'm reckless as everybody. So a skill like this is very important. I'm not saying it's a necessity, but it is very important. This set of skills right here should give you enough power and balance, so you don't just try to powerhouse everything and whatever. It's just a balance. That's what a saber is supposed to do. So that concludes the active skills. For the viewer who came in, I did see that on the screen. I am acknowledging you came in. I just didn't want to lose my train of thought. If you have any questions about the about the other 3 skills, just type it into the live chat and I will get to you. I have it pulled up right here. I could easily respond to you. Next, we're going to do the install skills. And I'm actually going to start off with the double install skills first, because I'm starting off with these mainly because it's already here. I forgot I set these up. And even then, this is not actually, no. All gone. Never mind. We're going to start off like I did last time with the Charlemagne guide, and we're going to go off the base skills. And by base skills, I mean, like, no matter what level you are, no matter how far you are in the game, you should be able to access all these skills. So, based off of my time playing as Nero with my, you know, countless matches, even though it counts how many matches I've played, but besides the point, with what I have decided to put on, I've said this before, whether it's an E, an A, or just a bland install skill, it don't matter, because I'm just gonna, actually you can't see nothing, but this menu right here, on the PlayStation, it's triangle to activate. It tells you in the lower right corner all the input commands and stuff. If you just never actually pay attention to it, I'm just letting you know it's right there. But it don't matter which one. Compared the I'm gonna choose Martial Blessing for this one. And Martial Blessing. Why I chose Martial Blessing is because I knew it was right there. Notice I'm gonna now pull up the things to compare. Yes, the Martial Blessing E has more because it's a higher up skill, but I'm saying, let's say I had one Martial Blessing instead and had the full 10 on the, correction. I have 1 Martial Blessing E, 10 regular Martial Blessing. Flip those two around. Which one's really better? The attack power would actually be like 18.2 on the original Martial Blessing, where it would be 5.1 on the Martial Blessing E. Don't choose your skill based off of letter, because the letter may not actually be powerful or stronger than your current one. So, just gonna throw that out there. But choose which one you have, like the stronger variation you have at that time. Whether it be E, A, or just a regular thing, choose it first. I'm gonna just put the E on there just because it's at the top of the list. So the very first perk I'm gonna recommend you actually putting on will be the natural body perk. Why do I recommend that? I know I was told by a certain someone that commented and made a mention about let me actually just read the quote exactly. It's interesting that you value natural body so much when there are only real correction. It is interesting that you value natural body so much when they are only really useful in stun locking other players in PvP. Which is true. I mean, to be honest, I didn't actually know that was a thing, but I don't really pay attention to that stuff. But this, with why I value natural body so much, is this is a 10 plus natural body E. This is going to give you the full power to the, like this is just going to increase your attack power for normal attacks. Your normal attack it varies depending on each one. Like, I'm gonna confirm this. Nero has an attack of 1650. She has a defense of 1,500. Now going back in, that's increased by 30% now. Do the math. Sure, it's just your base normal attacks, but if you don't have anything to fight with, like if you don't have an active skill ready or whatever, or it's still, you spam off the square, or your attack button. I can't say square button, but you spam off your attack button all the time. It's what we do. That's the game. And whether you realize it or not, that it may seem like a small bit, but it can really go a long way. And it's one of those things that I feel is a necessity to have. So moving on, I'm also gonna do this like I'm gonna focus on the attack skills, defense, and then support skills for each one, so you get the general gist. And then after that, I'm going to erase the entire board again and redo it with the double skills, so you kind of have that general gist on where that's going. So, but yeah. Next, we are going to have something I think is important, because Nero is a very fire-based servant, because like I swear to goodness, every time I see her, there's like fire everywhere. Like not things on fire, but figuratively speaking, things are on fire. So with how this is gonna go, I will put the the extra attack flame. This increases power against flame enemies. Wrong perk, actually. What I'm actually trying to find, if I could find it, where the hell did I put it? Shit, I can't find it, shit, I forgot the name of it. Very professional, by the way, which I never claimed to be, but, that's just kind of the fun of this. Shit, but pretty much what it should do is the perk should give you, what? That resists, shit. The perk should give you, bonus, there it is a support perk, actually. I'm slow. But now that I learned that, actually, yeah. The perk I'm actually looking for is support perk, so moving on. Next, because Nero has very strong perks already, or three of her perks deal a bit of damage. Martial Blessing that sucker. Make it do more power. Make it useful. You can't ever go wrong with, putting a little more of an oomph behind your attack. That's like, you're trying to make chili. Do you want a dull chili, or do you want that nice spice to it? You want that oomph. Martial Blessing would definitely do that for you. A very common skill. I almost guarantee that both Martial Blessing and Natural Body is going to be on almost every single one of my characters, actually. I find both those perks to be a necessity. Especially for a player like me who uses active skills a lot, is a very important thing. Now, one thing I did not know, and I'm glad it was put down into the my comments for me to review. Which, when I say put something in the comments if you have a question or a statement, I legitimately respond to every damn thing you say. Trust me. But I'm like someone said, I don't know if you know this, but Bravery maxes out at 1k kills, so it's super easy to build up. That's why it's broken. Broken or not, I don't give two shits, actually. So, it kind of made me want to go and look at Bravery, and I'm like, huh. Attack power increases based off of the amount of foes you have defeated. I'm going to put and show you that. This could increase your attack power to 0 to 46.20 at Bravery E plus 10. I'm like, now that I think of it, yeah. And if it's broken, and yeah, I never thought about using Bravery because I just never thought about it. But until the viewer has made the mention of that, I'm like, huh. And so I tried that with her. Turns out it is broken as hell, actually, and it's enjoyable to use and very powerful. So Bravery is actually a very good skill to have on Saber, because this does not specify whether it's going to her active skills or normal skills. It's just attack power. So it's pretty much a combination of both Natural Body and Martial Blessing, but all you have to do is kill. It's pretty much like a Bloodlust perk. I mean, hell. The more you kill, the more you get. Hell yeah, I'm cool with that. That is the last or second to last perk, I do believe. I'm trying. Let me check my notes. Let me see. Shit. Guardian of the Moon is the last perk I would have. Why go? It's not Guardian of the Moon. Shit, I mislabeled this. Give me 2 seconds, and I'm sorry for all this shit's going on, but yeah, shit. Shit. Okay, now since I mislabeled it, no. Okay, this must be like a different skill. I keep mislabeling things. Actually, I think I know what perk I'm looking for. I think I'm looking for Independent Action, actually, is the perk. No, I labeled it right then. I keep forgetting which one's which. I take notes all the time, in every video game. I kid you not, especially for a game like this, taking notes can be an essential. Especially when you're trying to learn something or find a playstyle that works for you. Essential. Always. No matter what you do is an essential. I'm not saying from now on, pull out a notebook, pull out a pen, write down something, because I guarantee there's a guide for it, but this is, like, I'm just saying, I have a notebook, I make notes, I do it all the time. This is why I came up with the idea of doing this. Not for the subs, not for the likes, but because I want to help. And because, why go and keep my knowledge to myself? So, no, it is in fact Guardian of the Moon that I was looking for. However, this perk can actually be easily done without. According, after writing in my notes, these 3 perks that's already on Nero, on top of her current damage, base power, and attack skill power, incredibly powerful. And as I said while doing the active skills, Saber like not just her, like not just Nero, but all sabers are a balanced warrior. That's just kind of how it's explained during the anime. And if you haven't watched the anime, then what the fuck are you doing here? Why are you watching this? Go watch the anime. I mean, sure, it's a good game, but still, I mean. Next, though, Obstinate. Or I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced. Nah, who cares? This just increases general defense. I know I put down the original Obstinate. Here, let me put down the whatchamacallit. Do I have full 10? No. Showing this, like, I'm just putting on the stronger one so you could kind of see the general gist of this. You kind of get the feel for how I'm doing this. I put this on because you got all that power. Time for defense. You're not going to get nowhere without the defense. I guarantee it. So, let me just continue on. Alright, so you can't have too much power, no defense. Not on a saber, you can't. Next, I will put for support skills, actually. Notice how when I'm making this, or how I'm setting up each of my skills, I am adding on the, like, I'm adding them together. So you have, like, the 15% up. Sure, I only have one, defense skill, but that's that. I would have put institution on. It was a very big chance I was going to, but while going through and taking my notes, there's one word in this description that tells me no. May. May is why I decided not to go and put this in the saber. You're like, but that may nullify all the damage. Yes, that is true, but may. You may put this skill in here. It may actually do you good. However, there's a chance that it will. And being that I'm not the type of player who would look up how each of these goes, and you know how much, like the percentage wise and all that stuff, like, no, I don't look up anything about the game. The most I do is this, and even then it varies. I'm not going to go and do the math to the game. I'm not gonna look up the greatest skills, because you can probably have the greatest skills, honestly, and yeah, but that's why I did not take institution with me. That's why, unless if it's specific, you know, like very certain servants, then I will take it. But Saber, she's fine without it. Nero, she will be able to take that hit, and she'll go and, you know, laugh at you, and then probably smack you in the face with how I build her. And yeah, moving on, most of the skills actually for Saber is going to be install skills. Well, not, I'm slow. I look up, I read off install skills instead of true. I mean, both of those are really good, are worth taking in IMO, but you know, it is what it is. I like taking the, like, during campaign, I like having that nice balance between everything, just because I feel it's smart to do it. Like right now I'm covering you know, I'm covering the story mode, and like I stated at the very beginning of this, before I actually went into the guide, with how I plan on doing this from now on, it's going to be, I will be taking an active skill, or yeah, active skills, install skills, code cast. I'll go over to and do a full battle, because I realized the battle, you know, I realized that one of the biggest problems is doing like a small move show off actually only just shows what the move looks like, and I made a big mistake not actually adding on and showing you a full battle. I took on a servant, yes, I didn't even take on a boss servant. Come on now. Those mini servants that, you know, like that Fax, whatever, like Fax, Lancelot is, no, that's not going to get nowhere. But taking on boss Lancelot, now that's a different story. So I'll be doing a full match from now on. Thus another reason why I went streaming instead is because real-time, you know, conversations kind of so you know what's going on, and I don't have to do a bunch of editing and bullshit to go and get through this. So let's see. Yeah, it honestly is a good thing they added on the screen, because you see everything. Like, for the longest time, I didn't know, let's say, Tomino, I didn't know she was a caster, actually. I'm like, what is she? What is she? Is she a... For the longest time, I think I thought she was a assassin, to be honest. Because she didn't look very strong, and I'm like, huh. And a Noble Phantasm, you know, does, like, the recharge and stuff, and I honestly thought she was an assassin. Turns out, I'm wrong. Oh well. But, this screen is very useful for everyone to use, to be honest, and I don't care who you are. But, and then I'll move on to PvP after the battle's done. If I can't find a session, I'll create a session while I wait for an opponent. The odds are I'm going to probably give my opinion about each servant during the guide. Like, Charlemagne, I would have given, you know, him, but yeah, I just spaced that, and I didn't want to continue putting on time to that. That was a bit obsessive, but I'll give my honest opinion about each character, and then afterwards, you know, like, I'll be like, while I'm waiting, I'll put together the install skills, then give my honest opinion. And fuck off. I don't care about your community posts. Get out of my face. I'm not focused on that game, I'm focused on this game. Alright, but yeah, that's how it goes. True, I can actually do it like that, and I could probably take on stage 27, I do believe it is. Take on the strongest foe in the entire game. It's a boss fight. However, the reason why I'm not just doing that is because, although it's a great idea to show off the fight against, you know, a boss, I also want to show what it's like to take over the sectors, what it's like to, you know, take on multiple servants at once, and stuff like that, just so it's not like, you know, whatever, or to have all those different enemies, the plants, all that stuff. Unfortunately, I don't think those are in most of the boss battle levels, and those are very few in between, and it would be a bit obsessive to watch the same exact boss fight with a different character, to be honest. Because that won't actually prove a thing about these characters. It would just prove I gotten good at that boss fight. I learned each move. Otherwise, I think if I was to do boss fight wise, I would go into the extra battles. I would go into the Nightmare, the 150 battle against Magna Rex, and fight him to prove off real power. Damn it! If you keep doing community posts, I will shove my thing up your ass, I swear to goodness. And you message me again, lady? Anyways, before I get too carried on and curse out everyone who's messaging me, I'm going to actually get down to the rest of these skills. Now, it was a tough call because I like doing rush attacks. However, I only know how to activate that under, like, one person, guaranteed. I could always activate it as El Stalfo with rush attacks. Everybody else I can't hit. Otherwise, my personal opinion, I would have added the ruler, or not ruler, but the rider class Imperial Privilege for the rush attack bonus damage. Otherwise, since Saber is actually a close range combatant or opponent anyways, I would definitely put Imperial Saber on her no matter what. Next, I would actually go and put down its independent action. Because I know I talked big game about... I'm going to put that there. I think it might actually go better there. Because I talk a lot about drive and how it really drastically helps you out, so... Hey. And because I like using drive time and it does a massive amount of defense and damage, and since I find that to be a very important item to have on anybody, just because it's both defense and offense at the same time. So next perk we have is, let me look at my notes. Mana recovery. I kept playing with my controller, that's why you kept seeing me moving it around. But mana recovery is definitely something I recommend having on any servant, anytime. Just because mana recovery is by far one of the most useful perks I've had. Because you get to put on your Noble Phantasm and your Gauge much quicker than you would. Even if it's just by, let's say, no, it's not even at 15. Let me see, where's mana recovery? By 6.4%. Not a big number at all. It really isn't. But that 6.4 can let you activate the both those maybe once or twice more than you probably would have originally. Excuse me. So think what you may, I really don't care. It's also still my playstyle and how I prefer it, so I'm just giving off the knowledge and notes I've taken over so long. And yeah, I find mana recovery, it may be like, it's not a big number, no big, who cares, but it's still. Oh yeah, Nero does get that bonus, doesn't she? Because Nero's a cheater, and yeah. But I do like the point I do like how you pointed that up, because that is one thing I almost completely forgot to mention. The Imperial privilege on the Saber Imperial privilege is actually 11 plus 11, because Nero's a cheating. Yeah, she's a cheater, and yeah, she has an extra +1 on her thing, which is nothing bad, but I just like being funny with that. And the last perk I would have, because I said this before, thinking this was actually an attack skill, because give me a reason not to. I would have the Parna Burst Flame. May deal attack, flame attacks really. And this is where I say this is more specific to each servant, because although yes, I do have similar skills, I have like give me 2 seconds actually. I'm gonna kill her, I swear to goodness. I apologize for that. That was inconvenient, at the very least, for everybody, so. But yeah, I would put the burst skill on the burst flame on Nero, because most of her attacks have kind of like a fire-like attribute to them, it feels like. And I feel like adding this would also kind of increase that a bit, thus, adding a little bit more of a unique taste to Nero and Nero alone, instead of just pretty much copy-pasting the previous skill with Charlemagne, that's the name. And just kind of been like, oh, well, they're both sabers, this, what I recommend for the saber. No. If that's what I was going to do, then I would only have 7 guides to do, and it wouldn't be as beneficial as individually doing each one of these. So, that is what I would put on Nero for her base skills. And again, I entered in that, so you kind of got that general gist, kind of, that's what I would put on her when I don't plan on fighting with double skills, or if you don't have double skills. This guide is meant for everybody, period. Whether you're just starting out, or if you just been playing this and you can't seem to master a certain character, or you want to prove something to yourself, or whatever it may be. I mean, granted, sure, if you're just starting out, you're not going to be able to get all these, but that's why I said it don't matter what rank they may be, as long as you have it, it can work. And if you don't have it, oh well, it's not going to weaken you any. You'll get them. It's all about patience with this game at times. But next, though, I will say what I'm going to put on here is going to be, we're going to do the double skills now, and we're going to take both of those off. We will not need those. I'm not going to clear the board, because we are keeping some of these skills. I took off those because those two combine into this one skill. The let me put that, there we go. The mana recover and independent action will be combined into one, thus creating an open slot for us. Next we have the let me check my notes. I forget everything. I'm trying to remember a bunch of stuff at once again. I need to seriously stop trying to do that. It is the independent rider and blessing. Odd choice for putting this on a saber class. Now, at the very least, I still do not know if the Imperial Rider class, the little buff, would actually go and work on a different character class, like a saber. However, it's pretty much, this is why I have it. It's pretty much having Martial Blessing on, and you gain that bonus with the other one, and you're strengthening both or all 4 skills up at once, even if one is inactive. You're having 3 skills boosted up at one time just for this. So I'm getting 3 skills boosted up by 10% just for 2 slots. I say that's a win, actually. Even if it may seem kind of juvenile or pointless, it still got that reason behind having it there. I mean, I know a lot of people will be like, that's stupid if, it truly does not work, and Imperial Rider does not actually work on a saber, but with that off chance, I'll still take it. But you're like, but you had a problem with the institution skill. Yes, I do. And I don't have a problem with this. You're right. I will say that again, because I still have 2 skills in this one. So even if half of the skill don't work, the other half does, and that other half is boosting up the 2 I already have equipped on her. It's like, where do you not win? That's just kind of one of the funniest parts about this, actually, is you may think I'm being, ignorant about my decision here, but if you take 2 seconds to actually think, it's like, now that it says it like that, I guess I'm the idiot instead. Granted, I will admit, I am pretty stupid myself, but nah. But I would definitely put Imperial Rider and M Blessing on there just in case. Even if you don't get the Rider bonus, you still got that. Next, we're actually going to take out the Pina Burst. But I thought we were supposed to have that for the to increase the fire thing because of, you know, Nero, what it feels like to be Nero's connection with it. We're actually going to add the double skill for that, which, let me put that on. Has the EX attack, the extra attack, fire, and it'll also have the skill we just taken off, which, looking at the stats, is now increased by 15%, so is going to be, you know, have attack power with fire and stuff like that. You have an extra chance with that. It's not a bad skill to have. Plus, I almost guarantee more than half of your opponents will not have this skill equipped on them, or something to counteract that, so they're going to be taking a bits and pieces of fire damage out of nowhere. And it's pretty much like you're playing baseball and someone throws, like, I think it's called the curveball. Horrible analogy for someone who doesn't play baseball, but I took that chance. I'm smart. But that's exactly what this is for. It's pretty much a curveball. At the very least, you're going to hit your opponent with something they're not going to expect. And that's exactly what you want to do. Granted, this may be offline, yes, but offline, online, it's good practice either which way. You can always learn something, or you could just kind of feel how the perk goes. If you're not too fond of the idea, that's good. That's all fine. I would recommend just replacing it with a defense perk still. So, next, I would probably think the best skill to put on her would be Supreme Strike and Guardian of the Moon. If you were to go and replace the flame, burst flame, because I had to check my notes on which one it was. I recommend putting on Supreme Strike and Guardian of the Moon, because let me just put that up there so you could see that now. Having this on there would increase your attack power with your Noble Phantasm and during Moon Drive. And even if that's not the case, I still would put that up there. I think that's a very important skill to have up there, and it still increases to your previous, your previous few skills. Next, well, actually, you kind of, if you were thinking about it, you probably could have easily predicted. I'm also gonna exchange out the Imperial Privilege Saber for this one. Not because it's stronger, because powered isn't exactly the big thing. It's much like the Rider and M Blessing with the hole in this, even though half the skill may not be useful or what you intended, you still get that extra skill. Plus it's upping the rest of these, so now you're at 15 right here. And look at that. Look at how much more power you've gotten. And because you have Martial Blessing here, you could easily take the Martial Blessing right there, and you could replace that with the flame. Where'd it go? I had it like 2 seconds ago. There we go. You could easily replace it with that. And you still have all those perks you just had. Or if you want something a little more specific and you want to, you want to guarantee that the move will not screw you over, and you just wasted one of your slots, take out the Imperial Rider and M Blessing, and put on the M Blessing and the Monstrous Strength. So you because the Monstrous Strength, I don't actually know what that does, to be honest. I will be completely honest. I never thought about using it, but then again, I'm the one doing the guide, and look at that. Oh, look at that. Improves guard breaks. Look at how easy it was to figure that out. At the very least, you could go and do that. Now, I don't remember what a guard break is or how to do it. At least I think. I don't know. You can't know everything, alright? So, boo-hoo. But being my playstyle, I like rush attacking, and I'd rather take that chance. So, throwing that out there now. And I think I need to. I'll be right back. I think something has been brought up. It should only take me like 2 seconds. Okay, so I was just informed that the MS is really only an online thing, and I do appreciate any, information I get told or any questions, comments, whatever. Even I don't know everything about the game. I think that's one of the best parts about this is we can help each other out, learn things. But the MS is actually useless offline, but being it has more of a, it's a matter of playstyle. So, I guess, if you really want to go and use it, I think it's better to have this instead of having the Imperial Rider like I have, because I use rush attacks much more, and if you're not a rush attack type of guy, or you whatever, fine by me. I'd rather just take that chance over anything, because yeah, at the very least, I mean, it is what it is. So the point though is to have the martial blessing. The other perk is really just a benefit. Much like how I said about the code cast and the Charlemagne, we're not focused on the install skills you get. I'm focusing on the code cast you are selecting. Now, when you go and find a code cast with the same exact code, the same exact add-ons and stuff you could have, like the little Scepter of the Moon that I was showing or talking about yesterday, or in my last one I said yesterday because it was just yesterday I did that. When I did that, I was comparing the two and stating that that's more of a personal choice, and that should definitely stay at a personal choice. Now, this is where you're gonna have to go and say and make a big boy decision, and you could continue following what I'm about to tell you, or you could keep the board like this. This is the intentive goal, because yeah, I don't like let me move this, put that there, there we go. This is what the board could look like for you, or you could easily move the board like that, get rid of the Opsonite, and then select one that Opsonite you see on the board, and that will give you another bonus to make this a 27% bonus and really up the defense you're getting. And or you could go and get the whatever. Now, if you die, the one I equipped gives you more health after respawning using like the the shit, what's it called? Command seal. And that's what you could take, or you could go magic resist lightning, or just magic resist whatever. This is where you need to go and make your decision on if you want to keep that, or if you want to go and not take it and keep the blue one. I think, in my personal opinion, and with how my guide, like my notes say, because I am not invincible and I am very offensive, my opponents from yesterday's match and any opponent who's ever seen me fight has seen, I don't think twice I go rushing into battle and I'm gonna go and hit something regardless of me getting hit myself. So when it comes down to it, I'm not sure too much about the revive. I think when they say revive, they're referring to the like the command seal revive or whatnot, but I'm not exactly sure. I never really looked into it, but I'm going to assume that they're talking about like codecast, or not codecast, but you know, it's like the best thing to do, like talking about command seal. I've also been told that Obstinate and Anti-Hero is the way to go. I don't think I actually own that one. I think that's the one codecast or the one install skill I am actually missing. Funny enough that the one guy making the guides don't actually have the item. And that's another thing, is I still don't have everything. Yet I'm taking my time and coming up with ways to help everybody else. I don't care about, you know, what's going on here. I'm taking the best I have and I'm making the best out of it. And so far it served me just fine with each hero I've used so far. So, but since I don't have the Anti-Hero Obstinate, I can't exactly say anything about how well that would perform. As many people may say it's, you know, a great perk and what to use. Like this, my current, you know, the current viewers, Soul Warrior, they keep like they're, you know, making recommendations, pointing out little details and stuff, which I thank a lot for their help with this and support, because I'm probably gonna miss a lot, and they probably know more about the game than I do. Hell, I think actually a lot of people would. But I mean, I can't use what I don't have, so unfortunately that's just kind of how the game goes. So, but it's all good in my opinion, because whether I have everything or not is besides the point. But we're still keeping natural body on. Why? Because I still think natural body online, offline is still a really good, useful perk to keep. No matter if I could probably put on the Lancer variation of this, whereas the Lancer and natural body, we're keeping the natural body here, and we're gonna keep the bravery. Although yes, we probably have double skills like that. I still don't like. I don't exactly. I feel this is the best way to do it. Even if you could get that secondary perk, excuse me, within this, I prefer this the best way to keep everything together, instead of just, you know, oh, I have all double skills, let's throw it on. No, I think this is possibly the best idea. This is the best thing you could do, because, you know, you may be like, I'm not sure if this is a thing in this game, but I'm gonna pull out another game, and I'm gonna pull this out to reference to, because if I just keep using this game to reference to, you may not get it, but trying to relate to other games and stuff, and real life and other things, you might actually get it. But, or just kind of an idea or whatever. Even if you don't play it, it's still one of those things that I'm still gonna pull out just in case. But one thing I've actually learned is I play a game. I play WWE 2K20. I'm not getting on whether or not it's fake or real, but the point is, I play it, and you can customize your own character on that. And I see quite a bit of people online with max 100 on their stats. And I'm not sure if the same thing happens here, but I'm not sure if you put full double skills on this, if it'll hurt you or not. I know on the WWE game, yes, it hurts you. It definitely hurts your character. I'm not sure if that's a thing here, but because I know it's a thing in one game, I think I'd rather be safe than sorry and not have it in another game. And I would just have it just one of these, but I'd rather just have that bonus. And, you know, I just feel more, you know, secure about this instead. Even if there is better solutions, or, you know, even if there is another perk with a double skill, which I guarantee there is. I know that is the Lancer and Natural Body, but I think that may be the only one I see up here. But even then, I'm still not sure if the effect word of the Lancer Imperial Privilege would carry over to the Saber, or any class that don't belong to the class is put on something else. I'm not sure if that would work. I just put on the Rider one because I just like having that comfort. And even if not the case, I mean, what the hell, why not? And at the very least, if I still don't believe that, and you know, I am a fool for this, I'll take that off, put that there, go back to attack skills. That would be the official build if I was not to have the Rider with it. And if it does in fact hurt you to have some other class, like the Imperial class, on a different class. As in mixing up the, you know, at least the very least, if it does hurt you on that specific skill instead of hurt. Like if you put on an Imperial Rider on a Saber, instead of giving you like plus rush damage, if it actually deducts rush damage. I'm not sure if that's an actual thing. I highly doubt the game did it like that, but again, I don't know. I didn't look it up, I didn't look into it, but I could say at the very least this would be the full loadout I would take, because this offers a great deal of defense, it offers a great deal of power to it, and at the very least the percentages are at least 15% for each one. So percentages is a very good thing, and with the overall power, more than half of these are actually at 10. There's like, yeah, all these are at 10 besides my Martial Blessing. So you get a general gist of the power you may actually be getting with this loadout. And you can see the unique skill. I will give you guys a few seconds to actually, you know, see where this is at. Study this a little bit and be like, huh, okay, and see where I'm coming from. I try to explain everything to the best of my ability to why and where. But I'm gonna leave this to you guys, and I'll be right back. I must take care of something real quick, so thank you for bearing with me in this guide. Even though this is one of the few cons to streaming this, I can't cut this out, but it works so far. Yes, the skills may be weird, and it's like, what? I don't understand that, but I guarantee with how I play these, and I'll even show you in the upcoming battle, like, it sounds weird. It really does. It's like, what the fuck? But once you see it, it's like, oh, okay. But that's what I'm going to show you in a battle. That's why I'm going to give you the full battle to show you. So take and study this, guys, for a sec. Try to see where I'm coming from and understand this a little bit. And if you can't, you'll go and understand it with the codecast and the upcoming battles. So I'll be right back. Alright, I am back, and I hope you get a little bit more of an understanding and stuff after reading these perks, but I mean, you know, at the very least, this isn't like an official guide. It's more of an opinionated guide about the best things to do, but that's what it is. Oh yeah, they honestly, the Imperial the Imperial classes, like the Imperial skills and the privilege stuff, all that is very weird. However, one thing I have actually figured out is you can go over them. I'm overruling it. It says strengthen area attack skills. It's like, what the fuck? I think what they mean is like area attack skills, I think, are like Astolfo's Lance for Charlemagne, where it's an area effect, or like what else do we have? Yeah, I'm gonna use that for that, or like when it says strengthens. Why did it? Never mind. I'm not gonna question that. Like close range attacks is, you know, I think what they mean like close range active attacks, like Nero's Tempest attack. I think that's what's classified as that. That I think will need to be looked into a little more, but maybe besides that, it's still kind of the best way I could think of. So I want to. How did I do this? I want to show you guys both battles, but I kind of skipped ahead. But I mean, how did I do this? Because I want to go and show you a battle with all this trash on you, but I'll fix it up later. Alright, before we get into the code cast and stuff, I did say before I will be... Shut up! What'd you say to me? Okay, whatever. She's not gonna shut up. Too good for that. But, I know this is kind of useless to see, but hey, it's a part of the character. I'm guiding the character, and although this is cosmetics, you know, it is what it is. But I'm gonna still show you the outfits just because, or just so you don't have to look up or try to find each outfit, or whatever. You don't buy an outfit, you know, wasting the money. But I'm gonna start off with the original and go down. So this is Nero's base outfit, the same outfit she wears during the anime. And I don't think there's very much to really say. I don't have, like, it's not a bad outfit in my opinion. I mean, I'll also go over the opinion of each one of these. Next we have the Rose Idol. This is unlocked via just raising up her bond level so much. And I wouldn't say this is my favorite, but I do have a soft spot for this outfit. I think it looks really nice, to be honest. Even if it is a bit pervy at times, but hey. I guess they don't really try to go and hide that, but still. I cannot show you Crimson Noble wear, mainly because I don't have the game to do that, and I'm not going to waste money to buy this game first, and then, just for this outfit, I do know there's probably a few people out there who does have this, but me, I don't have it, so I can't display what I don't have. I'm not going to buy more skins, just when I know I'm not going to use it, so... The burning bikini skin, definitely a outfit for the perverts out there, no doubt about that. I'm spinning it the wrong way. Never mind. I'm too distracted. All right. I mean, for whoever has played the first game, I guarantee you have the Crimson Noble wear. I guarantee it, and there's probably quite a few of you. Down in front, bitch. Out of my way. Thank you. Watch out, it's a simple outfit, very pervy. And then one of the other, and the final outfit, the final outfit Nero has is the Emperor and Villager's clothing. I think it's a very classy look. I don't see how this is Villager's clothing if there's fucking gold on it, and you have like a ruby medallion and stuff like. I'm baffled by the idea, but then again, I mean, I get where they come. I kind of see where they came up with the name, but I think they should honestly have called it something else. So that is, I do believe this is all 5 skins that Nero has. I don't think she has any other skin. No, I'm gonna keep in my current outfit. Yep, time to move into code casts. As you can tell, after a lot of consideration, I know the last time, like, for Charlemagne, I chosen the Scepter of the Moon, where I have the EX Plus variation instead of the EX variation of it. And after considering and note-taking and trying to figure out the best move, I think I'm going to just say automatically, this is where the guide goes to for everyone to questionably anyone. Because if you just started out, you ain't going to have the EX Plus. I'm not going to be like, I can't show you every little thing, because if it won't show you, if I can't even show you the D's, I guarantee it's missing some of the code casts. Even if I do have them all, or all that I can buy at the moment, but that's not my fault. But with how this is going to go, I'm going to just go and do all together, just period, what you should aim to get. This may be random, this may be specific on how you get it, but still. So yeah, with how I chose Nero, it was kind of a toughie, but after long consideration, it is a EX skill, EX plus skill, and after thinking about this a lot, I was first considering the Conquerors Greatsword. I will pull this up so you could read what it has, and I will continue on in a sec. I need to do something real quick. sorry about that. But yeah, elaborate on what you mean by CGS. I don't actually, or yeah, CGS. I'm not sure exactly which one you mean by that. But yeah, as I was saying about the Conquerors Greatsword, you had more than enough time to go and notice everything about it. But what this is gonna do is going to reduce the amount of time it takes for Nero to get her abilities, which is extremely nice, especially since she has a low ability rate anyways. She will have a offensive increase, major increases, by the way. Oh, CG. Oh, the great. Okay. Yes, the Conqueror's Greatsword is a very popular sword. I understand why. I don't use it for everyone because, you know, not everyone's supposed to be offensive in my opinion. Not everyone's supposed to be powerhouse. But what this can really do is you reduce the time you got for your abilities. You activate your moon drive immediately, regardless. Although I recommend having your moon drive bar as low as possible, because if I'm not mistaken, it actually takes away your previous progress in the bar once it's been used. Once it has been used, it takes all that away from you, and that can be very troublesome, actually. So if you want to perform your Noble Phantasm, this would be really quick to get it, because you can activate that anytime, so you could just do that. Plus, once you activate your drive skill, you could also activate the offensive up, which will increase your attack power, which is extremely useful, to be honest, especially for someone as strong as Nero, because she's getting bonus damage on top of the bonus damage from her drive, and she's getting a huge increase on defense. Unlike the Charlemagne, where I recommended the Scepter of the Moon, I'm recommending this because she's more of a powerhouse than he is. Sure, their attacks may be about the same, and I think Charlemagne may have a little more power in his active skills. However, hers is significantly less, as of time it takes to reduce to reuse it, where he has longer time. So it's a very, very useful skill. So with that being said, I mean, that's why I went more offensive for Nero instead of Charlemagne, despite them both being Saber class servants. And you may be like, oh well, he's just choosing a different skill to make it look like he's being more specific to a certain servant. No, I guarantee there's other servants I'm going to be using the same exact codecast for. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, it's Lancelot is also going to be using this, actually. I would say more, but watch the other damn things, if you really want to know. That's not about any of them, this is about Nero, so. But yeah, I clicked triangle. This also gives a huge amount of your life back. Although, yes, it's not as high, you know, you don't have 7 out of 7, but 6 is still pretty nice, really good. Plus, you got all these extra stuff, you know, like mana recovery, independent action, which increases drive time, martial blessing, which is a very preferred perk of mine, because I like using active skills, and then you got Supreme Strike and the Guardian of the Moon, which all these really just go together extremely well, actually. On top of already previously having these, actually. So it's like, holy shit, I'm getting a bigger boost on what I previously just had. So, we'll be going with Conqueror's Greatsword for Nero. And with that, I'm playing this like a normal mission. Now, I was also questioned, why don't I just go and pretty much do a boss battle? I'm gonna restate why I am doing it like this, instead of just going into like extra, like the extra battles and stuff. First, I want to show you her power on a base level, her take over different sectors. I meant to do that with all of them, but I didn't, so Yeah. Oh well. Too late. And I'm not gonna fix it, so yeah. Next we also have, you know, the different enemies you could have, whether it would be like shit, who, like let's say who is there? Let's say Robin jumps into the battle. And he's gonna be a fax Robin, you have to fight him. Anything you may come up with, that's that. Now another thing is, I'm also still gonna play this like I normally would. Like, I'm not changing it. I'm not gonna go and make this like a guide where I'm demonstrating everything. No. I'm just demonstrating a normal base match. As in, I'm going over to these my different side missions I need to complete, and I'm completing them. Because I want well, I'll be pretty much honest, I'm gonna have all these level 30. So, useless or not, I don't care. I'm putting them 30 just so I could have their side missions. Or not side missions, but their conversations, but... And I'm doing it on very hard still. Which, if you haven't managed to put together, I'm looking for the conversations, and I'm doing it on very hard. If you haven't managed to put that together, I'm actually platinuming this game. I'm gonna have the platinum trophy to it. I know it's not special, but you know what? I don't care. I'm a platinum type of guy. I go for that stuff. But for anyone else who just wants to, you know, increase their drive, or not drive time, fuck off. Just want to increase their, just want to increase their bonds and stuff. I'm still gonna show you exactly what it takes. Where am I at? Oh, I'm over there. But yeah, I'm just gonna first do a quick demonstration of each move. The Rosa perk, like I said, is a good move to, you know, dash them off. Then, if you need more space, dash back. You've seen that giant fiery explosion, which backed everyone off, and thus why I took the fire base perk, or the fire base install skills with me, and then the Tempest move. Much like how I explained, is pretty much go left, right, left type deal. And then, here, hurt me a little bit. And then, it'll drag everyone, and my health is back to full now. I think the amount of health you gain depends on how much damage I think you do, I'm going to say. I don't know. I better not get cocky because I'm going to probably go and lose one of these, so... You're going to also see me play this like I normally would, just because, you know, I still have my objectives, while whether I'm doing this guide, that's also another reason why I am playing in story mode. Story mode, extra battle, they're the same thing to me. It's not online, but I'm looking to beat the entire game on very hard, so instead of wasting time playing the same maps, I'm still going to go and just progress through my stuff like I naturally would. I'm just using more people while I do it. So, plus it also gives me more things to do instead of just smash the, you know, the square button to kill everybody. So, like, defeat 200 enemies in drive mode. Here, let me just activate that now. Just time to wipe them all out. Like, nothing's gonna change. Which is, I was questioned why use, natural body. Clearly, I'm still swinging my sword more than I'm doing anything else. And fuck all you, die. I forgot this isn't the blowhorn. That's cocky, that really is. And just like that, all of them's done. That's actually disappointing now that I think of it. I chose this level in more specifically toward Nero because I knew she would have the power. Like, I want to have multiple boss servants against her at once to show that she's beyond powerful. She's supposed to have that power to her. I mean, she's went up against. I've had to go up against, you know, level 150 boss by herself at level, I think it's like 80, and she won based off of how I built her. So, and at that time I didn't have double skills actually. So, and I noticed that I'll be using the Noble Phantasm. I will be using it. I'm not using it yet. So, I'm not using it quite yet for the simple fact that I'm still gonna, like, I find it useless to use at the moment. So, I still don't know how to activate, the rush skills like I just did. That was a complete mistake, to be honest. Although I'm not complaining. And if you can't tell, I'm a mad dasher. I like dashing. Very useful tip for when you play online, offline. Can you stop kicking me? What a bitch. So, yeah. Out of my face. I also forgot to mention, now that it's been brought to my attention, I completely forgot your support troops does matter while selecting these. I can't actually view my support troops, but I'm not gonna click the battle to show you either. I'll just pinpoint this after the match. But I keep saying ignore the support troops, but they do in fact still have a very important role to play in this. Sure, they're not gonna be out here fighting with you, but I mean, they definitely block off your attacks for you, and they also go offensive as well for you. So it's one of those things I forget, because half the time I forget they actually go and fight with you. But that's skill based. You must have a specific skill for them to have a chance to come out with you. Like, get out of my face, boy. Like, let me just go past this. He is like a sub-boss. Well, not a boss, but he is like an enemy servant. That's also another problem with playing story mode, is it will knock me out, like knock out the visual wall in cutscenes. So, I know I haven't used any of the other codecasts yet, but I've yet to need the reason to. Even after having so much, having all 6 of them, I still don't like using them unless I need to. Like, not, like, how to phrase this, because I use them a lot. It's just, with how much power she has, I don't feel like it's worth using, or whatever it may be. I feel it's kind of useless. Plus, I kind of want to show you what power it would be with and without it, with how this build goes, because that's also another reason why I chose Nero for this map as well, because sure, she's gonna have the, okay, I'm getting sick of your bullshit, dude. Stop it, stop it, stop it, you're pissing me off. Thank you. I'm not even gonna spam the button anymore, he's done. But I'm not, I'll show you exactly, like, the difference between with and without the power increase. So, can we just hurry this up? Thank you. Alright, here we're gonna get into the boss battle. Some of you may actually recognize this as a PvP map, actually. Oh, fuck off. Alright, how to do this, because I don't want to interfere with one and without the other. I don't care too much about the challenge mission, that's nothing to me, so I'm also kind of waiting for my codecast to wear off so you can see the huge difference within power levels, because they're both boss levels, or they're both boss opponents on very hard mode. Okay, so my codecast has worn off. I'm actually gonna focus on Rios for the moment because I hate the dude. I really do. And clearly the regular servants did nothing to me. Him, different story. Which proves power still does have an effect. Alright, so, as soon as I stop getting my ass handed to me by a caster, I'm gonna start, actually, this guy's being more of a pain in the ass. Screw this. I'm not going to demonstrate this differently. I'm just going to kick their ass. I activated all three of those at once because I activate them for more power, but you know, it is a matter of perspective really. But being their boss servants and I'm wiping them down this quickly when usually they don't get wiped down this quickly, it's astounding. Or just how quickly I'm wailing down at Astora's health. She used to be a little bit off of full life. Now, not so much. Huge amounts of damage. No matter if you're level 50 or whatever it is, you can't knock down any of the boss servants with one hit. So don't think you can. Trust me, even level 1s, you can't knock them down. Alright, so, because I'm also even gonna aim for the, never mind, she's dead. But, just based off the power, the Saber I just fought is also, well, a Saber class. She's gonna take more damage, and she has more health and defense than he does, so. But that's just kind of the class difference between each of them. And before I run out of time, here's her Noble Phantasm. The lines are different every time, but who cares? It's just a visual. You're just gonna stand there, dude? It's funny how that was directed in one area, but yet it's gonna take out the entire section. But there's her Noble Phantasm as well. An entire battle. Yes, I did not take over every section, and I purposely meant not to do that because it's not about completing the sections and getting EX rank. I was rushing through that because I didn't want to take longer than necessary. I got all side missions, which was the initiative goal, and I showed you the true power, how much power this can roughly do. Oh, hey, cool, I got a new codecast. Now, before I forget, I did make a mention on it honestly don't matter at this point. Fuck off. Save game? No. I'm not saving the game yet. Alright, so at this point it doesn't really matter too much. Like, shit. Okay, I'm gonna go back to, I'm just gonna go to stage 10. So, now, what I'm doing now is, I'm just going back, I'm gonna quickly finish up what I'm doing in story mode, then I'll hop over to the online multiplayer, and I'll show you what's going on there. And I will give anyone watching enough time to go and join in the session. And I'm probably going to lose, actually. And again, that's all cool. It's all about the opponent. So, first, because I don't want to forget about this, I am just going to quickly... yep, caster. Yep, mine. And yep, there we go. I have all the or mystic codes at the moment. Still looking to get them. Actually, before I forget, while I'm here, I might as well check this out. Damn it! Damn it! It's the last one I need too. All right, so I'm gonna go over to the strategy room now. Good for that. All right, so what's gonna be happening here is I said support troops don't matter, and actually, I didn't say it didn't matter. What I said was, don't worry about them at the moment while doing these guides. They're useless, as of guide-wise. They're not actually useless. There's one small thing I forgot to mention. The higher the bond level, like, I'm going to just use Jeanne d'Arc, because that's who is on. Once you level them up high enough, mine's all at level 30, because, yeah. Or at least she is. The higher the bond level, the more they'll do for you. Like, she will, arrows of light may attack with the Rosa perk. Or the Shining Ring of Promise may attack with the a different move. depending on what moves you pick, depend on what they will do. They'll also guard you from like pretty much save you from when they're like comboing or shit or whatever it may be. So when I said to not worry about them, it's not that like they're useless. Don't ever equip them, because they are by far one of the most important parts of the battle. But like, not even joking, like, don't think they are useless at all. I just said to ignore them for the moment because we're not focusing on the support troop, we're focusing on them, like on the character themselves. Granted, I should, you may question if I would go over each attack. Like, I'd be like going over and be like, okay, Nero's special support. No, this is where it kind of goes a little more on your own personal playstyle. Or I chose both Janae and Pendragon because I just like the characters. And to be completely honest, once I get some of the others, I can't have Astolfo backing me up because, well, half the time I'm playing as him. But I mean, like, my personal opinion right now, sure, I have Janae, but I actually intend for Karna to be a part of my team. He's gonna be one of my support troops, and yeah, I don't care. At this point, it don't matter. It's just, if you want to factor in effectiveness over looks and shit like that, and just, hey, is that character? Okay, fine, but I mean, me, that's what I'm doing here. I don't care. More than half the time, I don't care about the extra attack they do, like the active skill attacks they do, or the extra attack that they have. I'm more concerned about their guards, because they could save you from what could possibly be the use of a command seal. And if you're not very fond of using them like myself, then yeah. I mean, you don't hurt by using them, but I prefer not to use my command seals, so. But no, if you were to pick it based off of your servant, based off of your move set, there you go. That's something I forgot to mention. That's also another thing that I've, factored into each of my characters and builds for these guides, is I factor in who, like, it don't matter if you have Janae or if you have, let's say, Lancelot with you, because if you notice, this is Lancelot would add in the the steel pillar throw attack with the Rosa perk on Nero. Going back over to Janae, same move they'll add in. It's just whatever move you prefer. If you want more of a powerful move, pick them off that. You have to go into the servant and be like, okay, I want I'm just gonna use Lancelot as an example. Yes, teleporting is actually one of the more useful things. Actually, that's the only thing I use command seals for, to be honest. And even then, I do it like once or twice. I refuse to use up my last command seal, unless if I like absolutely have to, because whatever reason I died. But I'm just gonna go over to Lancelot. I'm not doing nothing as a demonstration wise. I'm just gonna go over, and I'm just gonna show you active skills. This does a 21 damage, 21.60 damage for the move Lancelot would add in. No, actually, I'm looking at the wrong one. The move Lancelot would add in is the steel pillar throw to Nero's attack. If I selected Lancelot, this will do a 14.39 damage. Okay, decent. I'm gonna go back to select a troop now. Yes, remove her from my damn team. Alright, I now have, I'm now looking at Janae's work. Shining Ring of Promise, 14.39. If you're basing it off power, that's what you do. You have to look at their power and their level and stuff like that, and that's how they choose. Now, their power level is actually questionable because it never states what level they are. So, I just like having my troops max bond level and max level period, so I was just throwing that out there that the servant you have with you doesn't exactly matter, but the support troop is in fact an important thing. It can be a game changer, so I'm just gonna re-add you. So I'm just gonna throw that out there right now. If you choose it based off of damage, that's what you do. Or if you choose the support troops like I do and choose it off of funsies, there you go. So that is all that I can really offer to help you with in campaign or the story mode. So I'm gonna actually save my game now so I don't lose any data. Yeah, thank you. And now we're going over to the PvP asset of the game. And this, like the offline, like the story mode build also works just fine for extra battles, so don't think that these two are pretty much the same in my eyes. Use the same build because you can. Multiplayer, on the other hand, here's where it gets fun. Internet mode. Give it about 2 seconds, it has to connect to the damn server, it's stupid. There it goes. Alright, online now. Lovely. So, as you can tell, yeah, I played Astolfo, nothing new. But, let me see, prepare for, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna first quick match. And then if I can't find nothing, I'll go over to custom match, look for something. Nothing here. Oh well. At the very least, anyone watching who wants to come in to fight, I'll search for a room first. If there ain't nothing here, then oh well. Nothing here, which is kind of the problem with the whole showing you the PvP asset of this, because I just showed you. No one's here. It's not that this game has no one playing it, but it is what it is. It's hard to find a room. So for whomever wants to join the room, it is room 2602. So if anyone wants to come in and come and fight, I'll be happy to have an honorable fight or a battle. But I will also go and say, while I wait for someone who already shit, who could have came in that quickly? Oh, makes sense. So what's going to happen is before I actually go, I'm going to first show you the list and stuff like that. I'm going to keep the same perks I actually had on during story mode. Those perks are useful. Now, with the top 3 perks, the first 3 perks I will always have on Nero, no matter what. Now, here is where you need to make a choice. I can tell you to keep using this, and this is a useful skill. But this is where you need to make a choice, alright? For online, you can choose between the Tempest, where you summon Bone Thorns and it stuns your enemies anytime they strike. So if they see you activate that move, they might actually be smart enough not to fight for a moment. And they may just block. Which means this move can be ineffective. I would use this move offline, but offline is not as important because it's not too effective offline, because it's okay. It feels like there's no use to it. It stuns them, but I feel like needing to heal when you need to heal is more important. You could keep the Claudio and continue healing yourself. Here it has less damage, but you know, the damage is also reduced. I don't think this is at level 5 stars anymore here. It's just whatever it is. It's just my moveset never changes as of this wise. Like when I find something I really enjoy, like my Astolfo active skills. Yeah, stun moves are definitely an online move only. I would definitely agree, like I stated, but I mean, if you really have trouble and you like stunning the shit out of people, go ahead. Now, I use stun moves offline for only one character. And I talk about this character so damn much, even in other people's guides, but when it comes down to it, if you want stun moves, stun move only online. I will never use it offline besides one character. And then the last move that I recommend of the three is the Ardent move, where you briefly light your blade on fire, adding a flame element and damage attack. Or extra attack damage. Which is why I told you to, like, this is where, even offline, you still have to make that big boy choice if you want the health or you want that damage. Which is another reason why I told you to, put on that flame perk, because if you have a bunch of defense already and you're all good with that, here you go, more base damage. However, because I like having my sabers balanced, there's that. Guaranteed, no doubt. But because, I mean, online is different from offline, guaranteed. But, I mean, this has, I'm going to actually tell you the stats for both the Tempest and the Ardent because I haven't told you them yet. But the Ardent has an attack power of 1.0. It's not supposed to hurt at all. Although it is kind of funny when you accidentally kill somebody with it. Trust me, it is. But, the cooldown is 13 seconds. Something that should definitely be considered while you're fighting online, so you don't just, let's use it. Oh shit. I used this too soon. I'm not saying to go and use it, like, almost never worried about when to use it. It's just kind of one of those, be careful of when you use moves like these. Now, the Ardent move, it has a cooldown of 40 seconds. Even with a time reduction, it's still gonna take a little bit. But, as you can tell, I've used power-up moves like this before. If you watch previous streams of mine, you'll see, as I play Astolfo, I have the power-up move on him. That's why I straight up have it on him. Even if it isn't attack power-wise, it's good to spam. Plus, on top of that, this would also increase more power to you. So, hey, another reason why this is good offline, because it can go on and offline, and you can do even more damage. So the battle I had with Rias and Pendragon, they would have went down quicker if I had this active. And I probably should have shown you that, but being that for my main moveset, I like having the Claudio on it, you know, that's that. But my main online set for her is going to be my offline set. I think that's a great combo altogether. Next, I'm going to actually modify my skill set. And did I modify this? No. Oh, jeez. I'm not going to modify my first skill set. This is why they give you multiple skill sets, so you can kind of plan ahead. Let's see, how many skill sets do they actually give us? 28, holy shit. Okay. So that would be more than enough to cover each servant. Actually, probably twice, if I'm not mistaken. Probably not, but still. Here, I would still add on the Imperial Saber because she still does have up-close attacks. I would still have the dry mana recovery. I'm not going to explain what each of these perks do, due to the fact that I've already explained what they've done. So, but I'm just going to go over a quick run over mana recovery. I will say this, here's what differs online, offline. The mana recovery only fills up your drive gauge online. And since I like using my drive gauge, is a useful skill for someone who likes that. Plus, with all the power I like putting on Nero, there you go. More power to you. Literally. Independent action, guaranteed. Just so you could extend that so you could continue dishing out more punishment. I would recommend Reduced Earth. However, it's been nerfed so bad that it's not worth having anymore. Now this is where I say Nero has a bunch of power, but here's where I say online, anti-hero, Obstinate. I would definitely say both of them instead of just one of them, because I mean, you already have the reduced amount of slots. You don't have all the install skills slots you would have offline. But luckily they have it like that to keep it more balanced instead of overpowering either side. It's easy as I get out to have it like this, so yeah. But with these, this would increase. Oops, no, not. There we go. This would drastically increase your defense at all times. If you're even new to the game, if you you could play online and not have to worry about any of these. These are all unlocked at start. I think I should say that right now. So next, this is where you make a big boy decision. Me, I'm gonna put on Guardian of the Moon, because with my playstyle and how I like having so much power, this is going to increase even more power to that. Now, much like offline, this is where I put I never tried Bravery online, and if it is as crazy as people recommend, then use it. Me, I'm not going to. I'm going to put Martial Blessing back on, actually. Here is where you make your big boy decision. Online, I'm not having Natural Body on. Instead, is either going to be Bravery I have with me, or Supreme Strike. This is a big boy decision. You need to choose if you want Bravery or Supreme Strike. Supreme Strike is going to increase your Noble Phantasm attack power, but I'm not sure if it's not already a one-shot kill for you. So if you rather have that insured, yes, it's going to kill you if they're still in that section, fine. Me, I won't use Supreme Strike. Why? Because, believe it or not, I don't actually know how to use my Noble Phantasm online. Yeah. For a guy doing the guide, he does not know how to use something online. I had it like happen to me once. So with that being said, I'm putting Bravery on Nero to go and match up the rest, so that her power is still unparalleled to everybody else, even to a Berserker, and you know, stuff to really help her drive out. I'm centering online mainly around the drive. Why? Because you can tell there's a drastic reduced amount in the skills. Now for the code cast, I recommend putting on, because this is where it gets a little more complex. You would assume I would select Ceremonial Sword of War. Okay, yep. So apparently, luckily, thanks to the the commenter, the Soul Warrior, and my opponent on the battlefield, and he or she is learning all the moves, and you know what, I will fight you gladly still, I don't care. But, I mean, I don't really care. Now, this is where it comes into play, though. I was told that, it's an instant kill, except if you're in Moon Drive. And being that I'm building everything around Moon Drive, then hey, look at that. I'm kind of safe now. But it's still something I'm not saying to get cocky with. Sure, you may be able to take the hit, but don't get cocky with it. You will still fail. Because you're going to get hit. I'm assuming you're going to need to pretty much like brush yourself off and get back up type deal. And then by that time you could possibly be dead. But if you want to take that insurance, take it. But otherwise I recommend putting either not natural body up, but bravery on instead. Or if you don't want to go and have that kill count on you, which isn't really too much to be honest, but whatever, then I recommend putting natural body on. But still, I'm gonna go with bravery here. I'm going with Dimension Sword of War. Sure, I know I've been going a lot of offensive and stuff. I'm going to, like, I have so much on power and speed and stuff. I'm actually going to say no to that this time. Much like how I did Charlemagne, I'm actually going to try to balance out all that power and balance that out with the code cast. There's no install skills on any of these, so there is something like that. If you want more protection, you could go and use the Shield of Protection or any of those, but I'm going with Dimension Sword because it is the one and only that reduces your time. It's a minor, it halves your time no matter what, so it's always useful to have that. And next, the final piece, I just like styling and profiling, baby, as soon as it loads. Thank you. Shut up. And just like that, that's what I would do for Nero, and I know I'm up against an honorable and noble opponent, so whenever they are ready, I'll be glad to fight. But my personal opinion about Nero while I wait for my opponent is I think she's fun to play as, at the very least. And while we even fight, there's no need to explain. Oh, wait, do I have to... Oh, yeah, nah, just start the battle. And I'm just going to random this, because I feel it to be unfair if I just chose each opponent. Actually, we have... Actually, I am going to modify this a little bit, just to show you how fair this truly is. Because why the hell not? We're going to have 1, 2... Alright, I'm going to save her class. She's a Lancer class, alright. Wait, no, fuck off. We're going to take in, I'm doing this for a very specific reason, and I am keeping this battle completely fair. The same exact opponents. And honestly, I don't really care. Let's just go to Rome. It's like the first spot. I did it exactly like that, so that there's no, you got better servants, I have better servants. Randomizing it could have done that, but we have the same class servants now with us and the same enemy class servants. So initially, we have our counterpart that can cancel ourselves out. This is where you show off true skill. Well, not skill, but where I show off where everything does. So that's why I did all that. So I just chose Rome because it was the first one and I was being lazy, so... Plus, at this point, it don't matter anymore, so... All fair here. But, my opinion about Nero, to be honest, she's fun to play as. She was my starting servant, actually. And... Oh, right, yeah, I forgot. That's not the move I put on. So... Plus, I mean, I don't really do very much online, so... Oh, shit. I'm not, like, I know, the matches I lost under, shit, oh, these guys are good. For them being CPOs, I mean, ooh, they got me pretty well. Oh, nice shot. See, it's not, like, I'm getting my ass handed to me because I'm not exactly out. Owie, no. How can you beat me up? I like you. A little too much, but still. But everything should be fair. Ow, I got beat. I mean, I remember getting beat by the same opponent yesterday, so it's all good. So, pretty much, my opinion about Nero is, I find her to be a very nice powerhouse. I find her to be rather enjoyable to play as, at the very least. I've had a good laugh, so too, while playing as her, so there's no complaints about that. She's definitely different than what I've gotten used to playing as over this time. But, that's only because I'm used to playing as Astolfo instead, and because of that, I mean, I'm not used to the, you know, I'm not used to the zigzag attack or the Tempest or any of that. I'm not used to very much of that. I'm more used to stun locking, and, well, not stun locking, but, you know, just, the playstyle is not what I'm used to, but, I mean, I'm gonna have to get used to it real soon because I am switching around servants a lot. Oh shit, I got hit with my own move. But no, I mean, sure, I'm losing, and that's cool, but I'll admit, I'm not the best online, to be honest. I never have been. So, ow, shit. I mean, I never have been, never want to be. So... Oh, nice move. I got beat by an AI. That's how sad I am. No, I mean, although yes, I could say I had an impressive win-loss of 7-10, to where I've lost only 3 battles, but I'm not good at the game. Not as good as everyone claims me to be. It's just the opponents I ran up against. This is a great opponent, very, very good at the game, to be honest. And it is a great honor to fight him, so at the very least, you know, I could say that. Plus, this is why I'm also losing, because I'm also running in without a team. So, a big problem at that. So, but even I'm using this, and I'm even admitting this is different from what I'm used to. So, anyone who wants to judge the, just kind of judge this because they lost one battle, if it's different from what you're used to playing, then, I mean, that's one thing you're gonna have to go and get used to, because it's different. It's not gonna feel right to you. Ouch, I got caught. Oh. I got caught in my own move. That happens a lot. But even then, I mean, if you ask me, as of online-wise, my ability to play as Nero is actually rather unimportant, because, yeah, I quit playing as her a long time ago. She was there until I got a stall for, to be honest, so. She's still a great player, don't get me wrong, just anymore now. Not my cup of tea. Not my playstyle, so. Plus, I'm not used to being powerhouse anymore. Oh, see. Plus, I mean, I've been doing a bunch of things, so. But, I mean, I also keep spacing some things, such as, like, install skills, stuff like that, drive. One of the few things I actually rely on most, and I'm not using them, so. So, at the very least, I mean, I could say I'm not doing too bad, but, I mean. Ouch. Ooh. Oh, owie. Good comeback. I mean, sure, we lost, but revive. Too late. I lost, oh well. Didn't claim to be good at the game. Damn. I'm not even the ace of my team. But, I mean, if it doesn't fit, the shoe doesn't fit. Oh, fine to me. I mean, I lost. I accept that. That was an honorable fight. But you got your example match. Sure, it may not have been victory, but I mean, some of the greatest opponents I've ever fought may have never had victory against me. But it's not exactly about victory that matters all the time. It's more about, what you put into it and how well you fought, in my opinion. The heart and soul you put into the battles, I think, is more important to me, so. And at the very least, it was fun, so hey. I hope you guys have learned something, at the very least, to how Nero is played. If you kind of feel, maybe a little bit this way toward her, or a little bit of that, let me know if I, had anything in the comments. If you, learned something, preferred something, or have any questions about how to play her. So. Thank you guys so much for coming in. I don't expect a like. I don't expect anything like that. I'm going to run this into your head. I'm not one of those typical like, subscribe, comment. I'm saying to comment for a reason. But I hope you guys learned something. I'll see you guys in the next, guys.